In this quick video guide, we're gonna see how we can apply filters on an object, so filter and effects, so we can change the aspect of the object, so we can like fill the object with a particular effect or filter. So we're gonna be in sculpting mode because these are tools that we can find in the sculpting mode. So I'm gonna change rapidly from object mode into sculpt mode. Now we know that we need more polygons when we want to use the sculpting tools here. And first of all, I'm going to expand this by clicking and dragging this onto the right. So I can see more tools all together here on the left. And also I'm going to apply the screencast keys so you can see the keys that I'm using. Now, if you are a beginner and you don't understand how to do these really easy steps, you can check the Blender video course. Otherwise, if you're an expert, you want to know more about sculpting tools and how to create characters and digital sculpting, you can check the 3D character course and other courses and guides that we have in the channel. So first of all, we need more polygons. And right now we don't have many. So we can use a remesh tool to add more polygons and leave the shape of the box. Otherwise, we can use Topo, and we have different ways we can use Topo. We can go here and do a fill, so we can change the detailing from relative to constant, and we can do a detail flood fill. This is going to fill the whole object with a particular type of resolution. So if we do it, we can see that it's going to keep the box shape, but it's going to increase the number of polygons. So if we increase the resolution, let's say to 5, and do again detail flood fill, again we're going to add more and more polygons. So now that we have this, we can start to sculpt and we can start to add effects on this. Otherwise we couldn't. So right now I'm using the standard sculpt. Now if I wanna work with a brush in changing the polygons without actually changing the shape, I cannot use the draw because this is gonna, you can see here with Turbo, is gonna affect the shape, it's gonna deform and change the shape of the original box. So if I want to maintain that, I need to use another tool which is down here, and it's called the Simplify. Now Simplify, despite of the term, it can be used not only to simplify but also to increase the density, and so to make the mesh more complex. So you can see that I'm not changing the shape of the box, but I am increasing the number of polygons where I want to, not everywhere. It's not flood filling everything. It's just adding where I want to add. So if I want to increase the resolution, let's say I want to double the resolution just on one point, I can use this tool, Simplify tool. So just to show you, this is another way. But let's say that we want to fill everything up with that 10 resolution here. And we can also smooth everything if we want. Okay, now we have lots of polygons that we can work with, and this is the optimal situation if you want to use in sculpt mode the mesh filter. So let's go back to solid mode, and you can see there are some issues here, but we're gonna solve those. Now remember that in sculpting you usually don't want to have things that looks too mechanic, too straight, but you want something more organic. So all these things right here, they can help you to reach your organic shape. So I'm gonna go down here, and if you see down here, you have some a section where you have all these filters. So you have cloth filter, color filter, and then you have mesh filter. This is the one we're gonna use in this video mainly. And this is like filling your object with an effect, just like we did with the resolution there with Topo. It's the same thing, but we're gonna use an effect, a filter. So if we go here, we can choose different types of filters. So we can choose like smooth if we want to smooth everything out. So this is like smoothing with a smooth tool, but instead of smoothing only on one part, we're going to do it on the whole object. So let's go back here to mesh filter. We select smooth, which is the first one in line. The strength, so how strong we want this smoothing effect to be, and also the direction. So now we are working on X, epsilon, and Z all together. Also the orientation, local, global, but we're gonna keep it local. Now, the last thing I can do, and the only thing I can do, is just click and drag with my mouse. So if I click and drag, you can see I'm applying more and more that effect. And this now doesn't look like a box anymore. It looks like a really smoothed pillow or something like that. So it's the organic shape. Now down here, when you apply the filter down here, you can change it. So you can decrease the strength. You can do this real time, so you can go back and forward. And this is really handy. And you can also increase the number of times that you apply the same exact effect. So if you increase the number of time, you're gonna have a more smoothed object, more and more. So you need to choose how strong you want the effect to be, how many times is repeated, and that's it. So this is really simple. It's a really simple tool, actually. You cannot do much. Now, also here on the tool panel or tool um, palette, you have the possibility to change the filter, change the strength, and so on. You can also remesh anytime you want, but remember that to remesh, we need to switch off the dyn topo somehow. So you can see it's not visible right now. I need to go back, let's say, to the simplify, deactivate dyn topo, and now I can use remesh. And there we go. You can see it's also, well, it improved a little bit that part. And also with the remesh, don't forget that you can also symmetrize everything. So if you want to create the symmetry on epsilon or on the z or on the x, sorry, you need to use here that on the z. Okay, so we have now a nice cube which is a little bit rounded, which has rounded edges. Now let's sculpt also right here. I'm using also the symmetry right here on z, you can see. So if I want to change that, you can do it here, or you can do it also up here. So this is now on the x. Okay, so I want to sculpt a little bit just to show you some extra stuff you can do with the mesh filters. So let's go back again to the mesh filter and let's see something else. So let's go up here and change from smooth to, well, let's do scale. Well, scale is pretty straightforward. Just gonna scale down or scale up your object, but you can change. For example, you can do it only on the Z. So you can see now it's scaling only on the Z. Hold shift to select the tree. And now let's do inflate. So inflate is like is like a balloon. So you are pumping everything, but be careful here because some parts are overlapping. So be careful on that. And then we have sphere. So if you want to spherify everything, you want to turn everything into a sphere, you can also proceed and look how it's changing. It's really interesting. So this is to turn everything into a sphere. Random, this is to create a noise. So you can see it's not a nice and flat surface, but it's getting noise. And then you have relax, which is kind of the other way. It's gonna relax everything, or also we can smooth again everything up with the smooth. You can see we are losing details here when we do this smoothing and things like that. And then we have sharpen if we want to go the other way. So if we want to create sharp edges, so more perhaps art surfaces and mechanical surfaces. And then we have enhance details if you have details and you want to enhance them. There you go. And then perhaps you can go back to sharpen and see what's going to happen. Or we can go all the way back to smooth. And now we have another totally different effect. So depending on what we are looking for here, we can fill everything up with all these different filters and see what's going to happen. Now we don't have displacement here, so I cannot erase it. Some of these are really specific, so just show you the main one, and then you're just gonna take your time and experiment. I think one of my best, one of my favorite is random and smooth because it's gonna help me to do something real quick on the overall object. And this will be all for this video guide. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please subscribe to the channel, check our other video courses, video guides in the channel. And if you want to thank us, if you want to support us, you can join as a supporter in the channel. So thanks for watching and see you in the next video guide.